Hey everybody, welcome to the Quantum Show. I'm setting everything up right now. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm setting everything up right now. Let me see, get the link put out. Okay. I'm just getting the link put out today. Okay. Kind of two topics today. I'm going to be covering the live investigation that I did last week. Sorry about missing last week. And general spirit stuff. Okay, sending it to Facebook and Twitter. This is going to be the to watch link on Facebook and Twitter. Shadow will be joining soon. He's running his own show. And yeah. And whoever else shows up, Connell might, James might. But this is going to be a weird one. Because, yeah, this is going to be a weird one. Because I have some experience in all of this stuff already before last week. It's a weird one. Yeah, it's going to be a weird one. Okay, I'm on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Hi to YouTube. Hey, James! I am listening in. Shadow is having feedback. Should be along soon. Cool. Hey, Stuart! Great to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Alrighty then. Out on there, out on there. James, are you wanting to come in? I'm listening in. Okay, you're listening in. If you want to come in, put it in the chat. Hey, Stuart, thanks for stopping in again, man. Appreciate it. I had to leave Rich's show earlier because I was driving and got to where I was going, and I just couldn't take it in there with me. I use one of these speakers. I don't have a headset normally because they're kind of a pain to manage walking around. All right. Alrighty then. Getting strictly on Twitter now. I don't need to be on Facebook. Okay. Hey, Sarah, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Gonna be a weird one tonight. Shingoji, what's up? Yeah, dude. Haunted show and necromancy. I'm going to be covering some weird stuff tonight. Okay. And I want to get some star seeds on here talking. Yeah, we can. Consciousness for me is good. I'm good. I'm good to go. It's that doesn't need to be on the internet. But yeah, raise consciousness. That's a good idea. Let me see. What am I doing here? Hey, I'm still kind of setting up. I'm looking to share the show. And comment. Yeah, that's not helping. Right. I haven't done this in a week, so. Okay. It is copied. Yes, good point. We apparently are all star seeds of different abilities, grades, I guess. And see, I recently started following Marina Sarin, and everybody is going off on her for, well, a whole bunch of people are going off on her for neo-Nazism. She is not about that. Okay, if if you know history, if you go over history, the Nazi Party was not always called the Nazi Party. It was corrupted from. All right, it was corrupted. There were two sides. There were several sides, but these two were the main ones. And um, all everything that they did were was corruption. Was corrupted from the light side of that mindset. There was no genocide. There was no nothing on those people's minds. And they were like, oh, you're doing that and it's working? We're out. So, yeah, Marina is going with the light side from before World War One. Okay. I think it's World War One. But yeah, it's no one remembers this part of history. No one wants to remember. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's complicated. There's more to it than that. I got to get my brightness turned up. Okay. Couldn't read the screen, couldn't see anything. Yeah. Yes, James, you're correct. Thule. I was trying to think of that word before. And vril. Yeah, they did. They weren't always bad. It was the bad ones that corrupted the flock, the people. Because when I went to put it on Twitter, there's her post, and she's been doing the Instagram girl thing, and that's cool. Everybody who's if Instagram was around when I was 21, I would put on sexy clothes too and gotten online. Hell yeah! I'm surprised I'm not doing it now. I still got it. But she's doing the Instagram thing now. She's doing her hair and fun dresses and selfies and all that stuff. And well, that's what they do nowadays. But I would have done that back in the day too. Don't blame her one bit because she's pretty and she's a real good person. Yeah. And but okay, well, there we go. So yeah, uh, if you're interested, and everyone should be interested, look at the history. So okay, all right. Let me see here. If I need to get the YouTube going. Yeah. I'm trying to wait for Shadow to show up because I don't want to get down into it. But James, come on in, dude. If you want. Yeah, I don't see him like that. I see him as not a manifest. Kali the Destroyer. That's a lot to live up to, dude. That is a lot to live up to. And let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and post the link. So James, come on in. Anybody come on in, right? Post a link. It'll come up as a guest wants in, and well, we'll see what happens. It's quantum. Let it go. But yeah, okay. Quick little recap. More happened at that place where I investigated last week than I said because I was just doing a quick little cover because I didn't want to have nothing, right? And okay, everyone was angry when I got there. They've been having domestic disputes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he was. No, he wasn't. I don't think he was a good guy. But, yeah, there were a lot of that group into it. And, well, I want to get her on. I want to get her here. I want to talk to her because this is just chill, right? Resting place. As of right now, there is no resting place. Okay, somebody's coming in. I want it to be James. Somebody here. Hey, oh, what do you know? Tim.
Nice to see you.
Tim.
Trying to figure it out.
Okay, well, your lighting is bad. You look like a skull.
Often do.
Dude, so good to see you, like, not in real life, but in real time.
There you go. I can improve the lighting a little bit. Let me put on a hat so this huge scar on my head's covered. Nathan Allen, old friend of mine.
Yes,
So,
this is Tim. We were in the Army together in Germany. And it's been a long time since I've seen you, bro.
Yeah.
I found you. We found each other on Facebook.
Yeah, and I've spent some time away from Facebook. I'm mostly on Twitter now and YouTube, but I'm not currently doing any live streams or anything.
Okay. You're doing digital music, right?
Yes, sir. I make most of my music on the phone that I'm using right now and my computer, but I do have analog equipment back here, but rarely anymore do I ever use any of that.
Yeah. It's bulky now. I mean, I was just talking earlier, like I have an old Sony like little boombox, and
I'm into retro sounds and old electronics, and especially anything analog that I can sample. I like to have like old guitars, old banjos, old drums.
yeah.
But I don't approach it as a player of any of these instruments. I just approach them as another sample that a DJ uses in a loop.
Right.
So
I understand.
That's the reason through the years I've maintained that I'm a DJ rather than, I'm always manipulating one format into another format. So it seems like the most appropriate thing, whether it's records, compact discs, or MP3s now, you're still jockeying a hard drive,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, but I was just talking like, come back to the 80s. All these people are buying these garbage things from Walmart and wherever and Amazon, and they sound like clock radios.
Yeah, they
do. I mean, everybody's like, I heard a joke. Some band made some music, and they put a lot of work and effort into the mixing and the sounds and the balances, etc. Right? Yeah. And the guitarist's daughter says, "Yeah, too bad everybody's going to listen to it on their phone." It'll sound like a clock radio.
What I do is I run everything through my monitors first for the because my demographic is mainly people our age, because I'm our age. Yes. So I look for audio files and people who are crossover into the lo-fi spectrum of sound and production. Low fidelity, it stems from the punk do it yourself aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I like sampling like an old violin. I might not be able to play an old violin, but if I had an old violin around, the squeakiness, the age, and everything, it would make a good sample, even if I'm just pizzing it, din, 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 out of tune. it has a certain quality to it. Is your friend here yet?
Not yet. He's doing his show. He does gaming, believe it or not. And
Yeah.
yeah, we gamed. We gamed hard back in the day, dude. Those were some good games.
I like gaming.
Yeah.
I also like the machinimation. You know, like it all started with Red versus Blue, and now there's I think there's a couple of studios in New Zealand and stuff. I dig that stuff.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I've never done it. I've really been like somebody's cheerleader doing it. This is what I'm doing. And I'm not even really doing this. This is the Quantum Show. It's a show or not a show. You have to watch it and find out.
I've kind of figured that out. I've tried to tune in several times, but you know, this was the first time that I was actually home in the studio in the same time zone as you. And I was like, when I saw that link up there, I'm like, am I supposed to click on this or was that a mistake? But I'll just see what happens.
Well, hey, it's Quantum. You were meant to be here.
I'm glad. I mean, it's meant to happen. I've been watching Quantum Leap all day, actually. Little clips of it. I usually watch Doctor Who, but with the hype about the new series that I hear isn't going so good in Quantum Leap land. Don't know anything.
I heard that they're getting a new Doctor, but I haven't.
Doctor Who and Quantum Leap are two different things. Two different types of time travel.
Totally.
But I'm into both of them. I love time travel in general.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite topics. And I just don't want to personally mess with it. Because.
Right. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, did you watch what happened with me on the interstate a few weeks ago?
I heard you got nearly into an accident.
No.
Or was that somebody else?
That had to have been somebody else because I didn't nearly get into an accident. This is weird. I still can't really explain it and I still don't really understand it. But all right, I was on my way to work, right? I love talking about this. I was on my way to work and it's usually a straight shot, but sometimes there's traffic and I say, hey, Google, take me to work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm lazy. I just want to get to work. I don't care. I'm destination coffee, you know? So I go up there and I'm getting on and it says, take this bypass, take 440. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I get on 440, right? And I've taken this before and I know what she's going to say, the phone, right? Maps. She doesn't say it. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm adjusting and I look over and I'm like, I'm no longer on 440. I'm on the straightaway. And I'm like, what? And I was able to, not freak out because I was just on this big bypass. And then all of a sudden I wasn't. I was like, well, what the hell? What is going on here?
I think those kind of quantum leaps happen all the time. And I'm not, even though I'm a fan of the show, there's some real physics that inspired the show. It has to do with the spooky motion at a distance properties of materials.
Right.
And theoretically, that could eventually set us up to faster than light communications and things outside of the realm of completely inside the realm. You're quantum. More rather, excuse me. But these incidences happen more often, I think, to people than they realize, where they like merge over into another universe where so many of us have made so many decisions that it's made a quantum shift in a certain direction. Because I guarantee you, in a world ruled by dinosaurs, the Empire State Building's not there. You know?
Yeah. Well, tell me what you think about this theory of mine that, and I think we might have talked about this a long time ago. Okay, we are set up in a frequency, and our reality is permeated by this frequency. Everything is on that frequency. So if it is set to be solid, it remains solid. If it's set to be liquid, it remains liquid.
For the most part.
Yeah, excluding things like boiling water and supersonic things like that. But in everyday look around you, where are you type stuff, we're stuck in a box of a frequency set, and everything outside of that frequency set we cannot perceive.
Well, theoretically, as I understand it, theoretically, there's a scientist out there making a measurement. Okay. I don't care if it's a third grader or somebody who's been in the lab for 97 years,
Right.
But there's a scientist making a measurement, and that measurement creates the point at which the quantum, the place and space and time that atom holds that electron at the certain point that is measured is that signature that you're getting for this universe. I think, there's a bunch. Okay, I'll put it another way. There's a bunch of quantum physicists on an infinite number of universes making infinitesimally different measurements at the same time, but they're actually making the same measurement.
Yes.
And that's what I think you're referring to, that bubble.
Right. We are in one.
Right.
And they are in the others.
Yeah, possibly anybody who's aware of their impact on the universe is in a bubble that we somehow share. I like some work of Hakim Bey. Have you ever heard of Hakim Bey? He wrote a short book about temporary autonomous zones, where he theorized in these books that everybody has this sort of field that when they go into it, they're autonomous, right? And they can make their own decisions, but this field is affected by other people coming into and going out of your temporary autonomous zone. The nature of that field. You go to a bank, for example, and you're carrying your autonomous zone. At home, it was perfectly all right to bring your buck knife, but this time the guard's going to be a dick and be like, "Is that street legal?" He's affected your temporary autonomous zone. You're no longer autonomous for a moment. Your field has been changed as you're passing through your daily existence.
Okay, so you mean affected by the surroundings, right?
Right. He's changing the universe in a multitude of universes. There's the guard not being a dick. There's the guard you not bringing your knife that day, and there's all sorts of different ways that this knife incident could affect like the rest of your life. But today it was just a minor incident. It was street legal. You're okay. I'm not going to call the cops on you, hoodlum.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Going down the highway like you were, I think you dipped into another little pocket zone of quantum.
Yeah, I think that I have experienced this a lot. That's just the most recent one. And this was a small one compared to the other ones.
Do you have a lot of feelings of deja vu?
dude, so much that it's like, oh, there it is again. So
Nice.
much. This stuff happens. And recently, things have opened way up. Way up. Have you
Yeah,
watched
you were
any of
saying that
these?
on a off to the side conversation.
Yeah. Everything has just opened way up. And
Nice.
that's how I started this show. Also, Shadow encouraged me to do it. And apparently, it's working because, oh man, oh dude, the first two shows we discussed topics and the topics showed up. I was like, holy shit, man.
Nice. Nice.
I
Well,
was
I
just,
hope it's more of the same. How big is your audience out there?
I got
I'm
about 20 people are watching after about a day, and then it levels off. But
okay.
sometimes I have 6 or 7 people in here on a live.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm DJ Wardove. Those of you who don't know me, I am also Timothy Stafford. Most people in my life address me by Tim. um, I am a disabled veteran, but I don't feel that my disability or my veteran status really define me as much as other people seem to. I'm just saying, I try to keep a different image of a veteran than what's perceived, and I notice you do too. Um, my favorite actor who is a veteran is I can't remember his name right now, but the dad on Modern Family. Can you help me out with the name?
I didn't even watch that show. I don't know that show. I can find it though.
I had in 1997 during a training incident, I was hit in the head by a dummy 9mm and in a training exercise, and it caused a traumatic brain injury. But I didn't know it at the time, and I've been diagnosed several things for several years. Long story short, through the Veterans Affairs, I'm definitely getting the help I need, but my perception of the world is sometimes not like everyone else's. I'm addressing that publicly. Some people have heard me talk about it before, but my mental health issues stem from several factors. But I see and hear things differently than most people, and I do take medicine to keep the voices out of the walls, for example. But um, at this point in my life, I found that that's not so odd. I've found other people that do it in different ways. Some of them, they call them mediums, some of them, they call them shamans, some of them witch doctors. They call them a lot of different things, but I feel like um, something of that is what is being channeled here, and that in our culture, we just address it as a mental health emergency. And, but at the same time, I understand, because my perception of time is different from the traumatic brain injury than most people. I have a jumble of memories that are all bundled together that never healed properly. Your brain has a reflex to heal itself and learn new skills on different areas when the prefrontal cortex. I got a big scar, like it runs, and when that part is affected, of course, the prefrontal cortex is speech, motor skills, and memories. So my brain, through its elasticity, has decided to rewrite those damaged files on other parts of my brain. So I'm experiencing dimorphism, which is I don't feel like I live in my body, and I'm experiencing um, um, like I said, an altered perception of time. Time speeds up and slows down for me all the time. But I just tried to do the slides in order. Um, one of one of the side effects, which you may notice in my interview, is circumlocution. Sometimes I go circular with an idea and come back to it. I don't mean to do that. That's why I prefer the printed word or um, um, formats where I can control what I'm putting out there as the perception, but I'm not scared of being myself at the same time. So as long as I keep it real here, player, the game will be easy.
Yeah, well, you say hearing voices in the walls. That's part of what happened to me. And
Yes.
okay, traumatic brain injury. I don't know if I ever told you. I probably did. I mean, when I was 4 years old, I fell off of a roof and landed on my head. I did tell you that, right?
Right.
Okay, well, I rewired, and all the stuff.
Uh-huh.
The people in the army. I mentioned. Okay, I told you about what happened at Fort Bliss, right? I don't think I've told anybody here this. When I was, I was a chaplain's assistant, and I would, run the church. And at Fort Bliss, I was garrison, and I took care of everybody, and I set up the cookies and coffee, and they call it Fellowship Hall. I set all that up. Well, it was a big Sunday. I don't even remember what was happening. That was like 20 something, 30 years ago. I went into the room. I took the cookies out. I went into the room, and dude, boom, everybody was in my head all at once. And it overwhelmed me.
In there. The
Dude,
first time it happened to me was in Portland, Oregon, one day on 8th Avenue, northwest Portland. And I thought I was catching a number 9 to the Mars. I mean, that's not code. I thought I was catching a number 9 bus, which would normally take me to Gresham, but I thought that this one was taking me to Mars. I totally phased into another dimension for a moment. And it was pretty scary hearing everyone's voices in my head. And that's the point that they diagnosed me with schizoaffective disorder, which is complicated.
mm-hmm.
It's not it's a seasonal form of the schizophrenic spectrum, but it um, seems to exhibit when it's unmedicated. It seems to exhibit some of the traits of schizophrenia, like hearing things from walls and having delusions of certain things, ghosts.
Right. Yeah. Well,
all
on
these
that,
things I believe in, and I believed in before, but I'm just I wouldn't want your credibility be attacked on my account because I'm
credibility, dude, I'll just send Xena after them, and they can go to hell.
cool.
Spirit guide. I have no name for this entity, right? I doubted she was even human, but I'm identifying her by her attitude and her disposition, just the way I perceive her, definitely feminine, right? But she's one of the voices, but she's not a voice. She's totally an entity.
She's totally real for you.
Yeah. And awesome. Dude,
so fucking awesome.
Dude, she is in the now.
I don't care what they are. When they live in your head, I don't give a shit what they are, whether they're delusions, whether they're product of your brain rewiring your head, or whether they're true to God, people from Mars or wherever, use that information.
Yeah. And
Because
I
it's,
do. She
yeah,
tips me off to shit. And I'm like, how did you know that? And I
it's a
have been,
blessing, not a curse. It's a
yeah,
blessing, not a curse. There's people who say that you're possessed by demons, and to those people, I say, fuck off.
yeah, me
Because
too.
I've tried to deal with it through religious practices. I've tried to deal with it through medication, and still some things break through and are so true that you cannot deny them.
Yeah.
You know,
Like yesterday, I went to go see my buddy Adana, who's one of my witchy pagan friends, right? Um, and she worked at a gas station right down here. This was yesterday, okay? And I'm going on down there, and Xena pops in my head. There's two, but this is Xena. Xena pops in my head. She's not there. I'm like, what? And then it gets kind of fuzzy, and I can't understand her. I'm still learning how to do this, right? And I was like,
because you only
huh?
see it in part, and it's hard to interpret. Yeah,
Well, the thing is, I was able to, okay, I did a quantum short on this, but I'll go over here because it's a short, right? The way we've been talking, let me say something, okay?
yes,
I have cheese in my pocket, right? Okay. Now you heard me say that. Do you remember me saying that?
I have cheese in my pocket. I repeated
Look at,
it.
okay, you don't have to repeat it just as long as you remember it in there. It's filed
Well,
away somewhere in your head right now as a
it,
memory of what I said, right? Okay,
yes,
right. You are looking at that memory. What
yes,
they
currently.
do,
I'm
right? What,
trying desperately to keep it going from short-term memory to long-term memory, but you're talking.
right? That's why I said something weird like cheese in my pocket, whatever. But um, so the way she communicates to me is she puts it in the memory. She doesn't have to verbalize it. She puts it in the memory,
She's told
and
you this directly?
yeah, no,
I
no. She didn't tell me this. I'm interpreting it. That's how she
Okay.
talks to me. It's not a voice. It is a voice, but it's a memory of a voice. It's she puts it where a voice would go if it was spoken to me.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a lot of similar phenomenon. Um, okay, what I do with these things is I try to find legitimate explanations for them. And if she's appearing as a memory, I think you might have a time traveler, or you might, as per what we were talking about, quantum leap, or
okay,
you might have um, some type of programmer, or the third possibility is that it's you yourself encoding her in your brain somehow.
right, okay. She is not coming in as a memory. Her words are coming in as a memory.
Yeah,
She's not corporeal as we understand it, right? She does have an effect on reality, but it's all energy. They bypass all hardware, but they can,
she there.
dude, huh?
She there.
Yeah, she's observing.
Awesome.
And uh, I have been collecting our conversations and remembering them best I can as soon as I write them down, right? Dude, they're hilarious. She introduced herself to me. I was hearing something on mainstream news about UFOs, right? And it was obvious, a stupid report, the X Files theme and everything, right? I was driving. I
Is
was
she a gray
driving.
variant?
A what?
That would explain a lot. Is she a gray variant?
No, dude. She is Xena Warrior Princess. She's a 6 foot tall.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. This is exactly how she comes across to me. 6 foot tall, uh, Cara Dune. Xena, and she's a brawler. She, dude, she's scary. She can be scary, like bully scary, intimidating scary. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
that's good because that time in this. Did you watch the cemetery one? The little
No, I
short
didn't
that I
watch.
did.
I didn't watch Xena much.
Okay. No. Not the show. My show about the
Oh,
cemetery.
oh, no. I'll go
Okay.
back and watch earlier episodes later, though.
Okay. It's not a long one. It's not like hours long. It's like 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
I went into a cemetery on just like a little friendly visit, and they didn't want us there. And I had to like, make it up to them with an offering and everything. It was
Oh, dead
totally,
people are like that.
yeah. I was like, and Adana was the one who did it. I'm like, Adana, these are the OG get off my lawn crowd. You can't just barge in.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they're Revolutionary War people, and you
Oh
don't
man, that's the
you,
worst.
you
They're all
do
about
not mess
wars
with
and
them.
shit.
Luckily, they were from here in Tennessee, and the offering was biscuits and gravy, and they were very happy with it.
Nice.
um,
I poured out whiskey and beer for some of my Civil War ghosts.
I
Um,
need to go out. Yeah,
we get a lot of
there's no.
walkers from the Trail of Tears. I live like on the Trail of Tears,
Yeah,
literally, and I get a lot of walkers here.
I
Mainly
can.
Native Americans and things that predate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both of our areas are super haunted,
haunted.
super active. There's,
And I felt it here all my life. I thought that I just had weird experiences. It wasn't until, after my head injury and everything got rearranged that I had to think about things in new and different ways.
yeah, yeah. Well, mine happened at 4 years old. I've had this all my life practically,
Yeah. When I was four
and
years old, I would see like the fairy lights. You were asking about this specifically, whether I found fairy lights and fairy trees and seen
mm,
fairies. My
yeah,
mom is one of the most fairy channeling people that I know. I saw a car full of fairies on a ride from Holly Springs, Georgia, and to Atlanta, Georgia, one day because she was going to go pick up me and my brother.
hmm yeah. Okay, if anybody, not everyone knows, I'm in Tennessee and he is in Arkansas, and this whole, I'm starting to think the whole coast is haunted, the whole region, all the way up and down. Okay, let's tick them off, shall we? Okay, I'll go with Florida. You got cryptids, you got skunk ape. Okay, you got frogman, and I think that's in Florida, or is that in Ohio? Still same side.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got all the Spanish uh, forts down there, all haunted.
Yep.
And I don't remember everything. And then okay, let's move up the coast, Virginia. Okay,
Civil
so
War
many
cemetery.
battles. Yeah,
Yep.
so many battles, and cemeteries, and structures, and
Yeah.
places. And okay, Georgia, Savannah. I don't need to say anything else. Savannah.
Yeah.
Okay, South Carolina, Civil War. South
Yeah.
Carolina there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know exactly. Oh yeah, Tennessee, Bell Witch, Civil War, and well, I can tell you what's here. Revolutionary War, and oh dude, when I was a little kid, there was this thing in the woods. I might have mentioned it to you a long time ago. We were going to my mom and dad had already divorced, and we were walking to this place known as Junkyard Cave. It was in the middle of like a World War II junkyard,
Yeah.
and I think it was near a depot or something. You weren't supposed to go there, but it was pretty much abandoned, and there's trucks and things. And I was a little kid. We were walking through. It was fall, so there's leaves all over the ground. We were walking through, and we were going to this area, and I saw a black, shaggy. It was like the size of a medium-sized dog, but it was black and shaggy. And I saw it beyond, in the trees, the tall, skinny trees, and it just went. It was walking, and then it dove into the leaves, seemingly went down. And my eyes locked on the location. And I walked over to it, and everybody just followed me, right? Because it was in the same, we were going this way, it was right here. So it was like just a little bit off the trail. There was no trail. It was just a little bit off the direction. So I went over there, there was nothing. And I started looking like, well, where was it? Did it walk? I'm looking where we walked, and we left tracks in the leaves. There was no sign of this thing. Yeah. So creatures, I don't know what that was. I still don't know, but that's okay. It happened. I don't care. It's there. And let's see, North Carolina, Wilmington, dude, Revolution, Civil War. It's a port city, so it is like constantly haunted. They redid the city at some point, and they couldn't move all the graves because there were so many graves. There's this one street that you can walk down, and you know how right now we have meter access and cable access and all those with a metal cover over them, a little one where you can just lift it up and adjust whatever. They use those metal covers as memorial grave markers on the sidewalk. And it's like, whoa, I want to go visit. It's not far.
But you've been to Europe.
Yes. Haunted.
Exactly.
Haunted. Oh my God. The whole place is different.
Yeah. There's not a single place that you can go in frickin' Europe that somebody didn't die. I mean, in city, out of city, it doesn't matter. Somebody died there. Yeah. And is haunting it.
Yeah. When I was at your place one day, I would start at your place, dude. I would always start at your place because it was a friendly place. And I would walk, they have walking paths everywhere. And I would walk, and Blue Chicken just said, man, bear pig. That's in Canada, dude. Get with the program. That's in Canada.
I was going to ask you about Sasquatch, though.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you real quick, right? I had a couple of conversations with Xena and Sabrina, right? Sabrina's the other one. Totally, yes, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's the vibe she gives me. I don't know their names. So it's Xena and Sabrina. I am into the ufology and looking at them and reading up about it.
Yeah, I wanted to catch up with you on that too. But
okay, well, I haven't had any experiences other than dots, right? Cool dots, but dots. And okay, I asked them one day. They were both present, and I said, "So, will I ever get to meet aliens?" And they both basically yelled at me, "No." And I was like, "Okay."
You don't want to meet aliens. They're bad news anyway.
I'm starting to think so. And Xena says, no, don't do it. And okay, that was that, right? That they both said no. And one said, it's not your path, they're not for you. So I'm like, oh. And then I said, then another conversation, I said, hey Xena, since I won't be meeting aliens, will I ever see Bigfoot? And she goes, yes. I'm like, what? And I got real excited. And I go, Sabrina. And she pops in and she was like, what's wrong? I'm like, Xena just said I'm going to meet Bigfoot. Is she right? She's like, oh my God. You did that for that? Yes. I got that whole conversation from them, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah. I I live way out in the country, and Sasquatch sightings are not completely uncommon here, but we have bears too. So I'm just excited about Sasquatches because I think we live in a time where if one was found, it would completely change anthropology.
You know, I agree with you. And I think there's a reason why they're not acknowledging them, because we would have to change a bunch of the industries. It was on Spaced Out Radio. Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio out of Canada. I think he's out of Vancouver, but I'm not sure. But he's in Canada, and he was talking about if they ever acknowledge the existence of a being like that, then it would immediately be considered an endangered species. And what would that do to the logging industry, the hunting?
Exactly.
What would that do? Right. And they won't acknowledge that. So
right.
It's
on aliens, I'll give you this nugget. I have had experiences with the Greys. I don't. I've had these weird dreams since I was 16 about being abducted by these women that had long red hair and humongous breasts, but they had no nipples on them, and they had this blood red pubic hair, and they would basically their pheromonal level was so high that you couldn't resist them when they took their specimens. And these were some gray clones. The gray, I'm sure you've done shows on like the hybridization of the Greys and other alien races, including our own.
I haven't done the shows, but I've spoken on them.
Okay. Well, that's what I think they are. Hybridization. They're hybridized human cultures with alien cultures, and these women were kind of like flesh drones. They're not real women, you know. They didn't even have belly buttons because they weren't born; they were grown. But they were grown specifically to collect a specimen, and it was slow. It was terrorizing, and they came in my sleep, and the Greys that oversaw them were like up in this big white light up in a cubicle surgical like room, and they would just watch me. And later on, I had some type of telepathic contact with the Greys after my accident. And
your audio just switched to something. Did you? It's like you're talking through a very small tube. Are you using some hardware or like headphones?
I'm just on my phone.
Okay, so you're using just the phone itself? Because
I'm linked to you through the browser on my phone using the phone speaker and mic itself.
Okay. Because your audio went from sounding pretty good to sounding like you're talking on I don't know, you sound like you're talking through a tube, and I can't make it out.
All right, give me a moment. I'll log back in through another way.
Okay. Okay, so everyone listening, this was great.
I gotta find this conversation on the computer.
Okay. Are you going over to YouTube?
Yeah, it's not the Necromancy show, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only one that's live right now. I don't have any others. Okay. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm talking about? I mean,
Yes, I hear that.
okay. Because it sounds like you're talking through a tube or like a Dollar Tree microphone. I don't know how to put it. Like going through some kind of compression or something.
Possibly.
Okay, well,
It was
hold it closer. Yeah.
I'm trying to find that link for SteamYard
There you go.
graphics.
You're back. You're back. Your
Oh,
audio
good.
just fixed itself.
I'm pretty sure. Let me log out of the other one. I'm pretty sure that the problem has to do something with Verizon and the compression scheme. I live way
Probably.
in the swamp.
Oh, okay. Okay, but you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, but have you ever heard of David Huggins?
Not familiar with them.
He described the exact same beings that you just described. Tall, red hair,
Yeah.
big
Oh,
breasts.
I know. I talked to other people that have seen them. I've talked to other people that have been abducted by them. But I just rarely have interactions with people that have had similar experiences, you know.
Well, there's one, and he's written I think he wrote a book, but he does art, and he
Yeah.
lives in our neck of the woods, I believe, or at least
Oh,
on this side of the country. I don't think he's in California. It seems like everybody's wanting to be in California. I have no idea why. No clue why.
well, um,
But
the strongest thing I get about the grays is that there's not just one species of gray.
mm,
There's a diversity of subspecies that goes from anything from individuals who are rogues and pirates like anyone else, and all the way out to a hive mind gray that actually eats the smaller, more independent grays.
well, I haven't heard that, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, okay. What do you think of now with what you know and what you have experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have come to a little bit of a thing, right? Okay. It's not really a theory, it's just an idea of an observation. Okay. Lions in the wild. I know, okay, you're not supposed to hunt them, you're not supposed to mess with them, you're supposed to keep them in their habitat, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to stay in their habitat, but we got poachers and
Yes.
we got people who you got the poachers, and then you got the hunt for sport, and then you got the scientists that want to, increase their numbers or take samples and right and breed them
Yeah.
or keep them in zoos. I mean, like lions, like science, like zoos.
Yeah. On one end,
Okay,
they're like that. On one end, they're very civilized. On another end of it, it's more like the Borg. You know,
yeah,
it.
they want to
It.
use us,
Yes. Yes.
and yeah, and we are the endangered species. They
Easily.
are all the ones who are sneaking, buying, regulating who gets to sample, take, breed
Yes.
with
Yes.
our us, right?
Right. And I feel like it's vastly grays. I feel that there's other alien races that frequently visit this planet, there's time travelers that frequently visit this planet, and there's a mixture of the alien time traveler in the mix that really, really confuse things.
Sorry, I'm typing in the chat room.
I gotcha.
I'm having people come in, which is awesome.
Nice.
And
you just hit the hour mark. Did your James friend get here?
James and Shadow. Yeah, they're both here. And let me go ahead and put the link in the chat room again. I got the nice account, but I didn't get a camera for my computer yet. So I'm still working on my phone.
Hey, have pride in that. I mean, you can really... I work with a lot of people in South Africa now, and they really get their hustle on them. I mean, if you can't make money with a phone and a laptop, then you can't make money.
Right.
You can do it on a heartbeat.
Dude, so many YouTube channels are popping up, and everything has to... Okay, let's see. Who's coming in? Got one more coming in. Who's this? And I'm Shadow. All right. Shadow is here.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
You there?
Nice to meet you, Shadow.
Am I echoing?
Tim, Shadow, Tim, go ahead.
What's happening,
Okay,
buddy?
I can hear myself on your end.
Really?
Big time. Yep.
I just had 2 hours of echo on my own show. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let me check and see if I can fix this. How about now?
Let's see. I can still hear myself talking from your camera.
I don't know what to do, man. I had this problem all throughout my show. I've done everything. Hold on, let me see if I can get those headphones.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a rough night of echo. Everybody stuck. You know, most of the people hung out, but a bunch of my guests left because it was driving them nuts. And I, had a room full of people willing to.
Got one more coming in. Who's this?
How about now? How's this?
Let's
better?
see. Does it sound right? Yes.
For me, it does.
Yes, much better. I cannot hear myself on you. Okay.
And this didn't work either this didn't work on my channel. I had headphones. I popped in and out like a dozen times. It was just awful. I'm going to probably have to delete that video just because I don't want people getting all pissed off. Hey, Joe, what's happening? How about now? How's this?
Let's see. Does it sound right? Come on, stream.
Sounds good to me.
Is he here? Yes.
Joe's here.
Yes.
Joe's here.
I added him. Okay, he's coming in.
Have to drop me.
I'm going to probably have to delete that video just because I don't want people getting... It's weird because I'm getting echo from like a minute ago.
Joe, you are echoing. Hooray, text.
I don't have any speakers on. I've got a headset on.
Check your plug. Because I'm hearing me and Shadow is hearing himself. Hooray for technology.
Go ahead and drop it for me. I'm the only one not wearing headphones. I'm possibly the solution to the problem.
Okay. This is your debut show, Tim. Be back. Please come back. I might set up something with you one-on-one. Cool, man. Thank you for stopping in. It was great seeing you. Great hearing you talking.
All right. I'm going to watch you on the regular channel.
Okay, man.
Peace.
Let's see. Out of here, dude. Okay. Tech check. Joe, say something.
Joe can't hear us.
Oh.
He's muted.
Joe.
He's still muted. You're muted, Joe. You got to click the unmute button, I think.
Cannot. He's muted himself. I can't unmute him.
Yeah, that's what the little icon usually means.
Yeah. Well, it comes up if I do it or the person does it, or the host does it, or the guest does it.
Okay.
And I never know until I try if it's me or him doing it. It's him. Anyway. Okay, we can hear you now, Joe. We're doing tech support all the time.
Okay.
How may I help you?
My headset.
This is Kevin. Okay, you got the helicopter pilot headset on. Okay, I would get mine on, but it's hot here.
Yeah, that's what the little icon usually means. Yeah. Well, it comes up.
Oh boy, I'm still getting echo from you, Joe.
From like a minute ago.
I never try until I try if it's me or him doing it. It's him. Okay, we can hear you now, Joe.
I think he's okay. Let me see, Joe.
Hello.
I'm gonna have to mute you because, well, let's try it some more. You've got a way echo. There's like something from like yesterday on there.
That is so weird.
Yeah, there's like a minute-long delay on your stuff, Joe. I'm hearing things from a minute ago. Wow, packed room. Carl Vanoni.
Cal.
Yeah. Cal Vanoni, sorry.
Cal, Grim, L. They were all in my previous show. I really appreciate you guys coming over here and helping Nathan boost his numbers up.
I appreciate it too. Okay. Joe, are you going to be able to help the audio situation? Because we're getting hella echo from like. Okay. It's only a few seconds now to very. Oh, well. Joe is cutting out. I don't know what kind of connection he has. It's El Paso, so it's not very good. I've had all the best ones there, except for a T1. It's the only thing
maybe he's got YouTube open on two different, like his device, and he's trying to be here at the same time.
Maybe. Yeah, cut resources, because we got nothing from Joe now. It's like he's loading.
Or check the settings.
Okay, I'm going to have Tim back on because he has had a lot of experiences, and we're practically neighbors. He's just a few hours away from here. Easy hours, not hard like where you are. Yep, Joe is out of the stream. Okay, come back on if you can figure out the tech, Joe.
Absolutely. So
Joe,
how was your week, man?
Come back on. Week was crazy. It's been very much.
Really?
Oh my God. This is some old school. The reason why we as humans have funerals. I've got to, you watched the little show that I did, right? Just the.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Holy crap. I never thought I'd see it in real life. I'm still getting an echo of my speech. Okay, Joe just said, I cannot understand how my headset echoed. I don't know either, but it was like a minute past echo. Like it went to...
It's not coming from me, is it?
It may be, but I don't think so.
I don't even know how that's possible because I'm... headset it up.
Check your plug. Whatever you're plugged into.
Yeah, it's jammed in there.
Okay.
Because I'm not hearing any echo, which is a relief after 2 hours of echo on the other show.
You know what? Let me exit and then come back in. Stay here so the thing doesn't end, okay?
I'm going to steal your show. Yeah, no problem. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, part 2.
Okay.